All right, I'm back in. Decided that I'm gonna be doing some yarn stuff. And I got my tarot cards right here. I'm gonna put them over this way, just in case I get some questions. Never expect anything. I'm gonna start with braiding my necklaces first. Then I'm gonna make a little out of this. I'm gonna do some like curtain. I'm gonna do a little curtain thing with this. But I'll show you how to braid this. Okay, I'm selling this. I'm gonna put this on here. This one I'm braiding with the chain with it. Oh hi, how you doing? I'm doing my little stuff because my friends are expecting things. And I actually sold something. Oh, I'm good. I was just tired from work. I call it the asylum anymore. The asylum is crazy. I look forward to my arts and crafts after the asylum. Alright. I'm trying to get all my stuff mixed up here. So you can see the yarn stuff today. Okay. Oh my god. Of course I would have to draw. I gotta pick that up. That has my yarn needles and stuff. Alright, hang on. It takes a really to get good embroidery new stuff takes a lot of effort, especially the ones you like. I'm gonna get all these off the floor. I'm the clumsiest person alive, I think. I got my whole embroidery set and I knew I was gonna drop it. I almost dropped it when I was setting up my string. Alright, hang on 1 second. Um, that squeaky's too much, okay? Okay, I'm back. Ugh. I had my whole embroidery thing going on here because I wanted to do those curtains. Let me see how this lady that you fancy here. I'm using this side to braid out the story. It's just a lot easier. I might as well bring the cards over here. Alright. I got lots of stuff going on. Pretty soon I might be babysitting. I was waiting on surprise babysitting. I volunteered myself. So, you must be a popular person. I don't like socializing that much, as weird as that sounds. A lot of new people feeling all that new energy, that would drive me insane. I like to fuss with my arts and crafts. It's much more enjoyable to me. Alright. Alright, this is your Zoya. You got a void of course moon on that one. And that's where the main energy is. Which is what it is, what it is. It means that nothing bad or good is going to come from it. And you got a full moon in Aquarius. And it just talks about you just bringing yourself out there and finding the right connection type thing. And then you got a full moon Sagittarius, which says to look at the bigger picture about life and love and everything. Because sometimes those things that you really covet and think is the greatest now, later on, you find out how horrible they are. Like that one country song I used to listen to. That sometimes when prayers aren't answered, it's for a reason. And why it's why some things don't happen. That's why they say God doesn't answer all prayers. They have a lot of country songs like that, but I don't see it going very far. But maybe she could be a good friend for you. You could be like Romeo in Romeo and Juliet and just have different suitors. That could be fun for you. That would be a fun type of thing. Okay, I don't know what this got under, but one of my residents, this is like a greenstone. One of my residents, they give me little things and I give them little things. So I'm gonna braid some yarn around here and keep it like right here and then just braid it out within here. Because I noticed that residents sometimes they have problems. And I can't get this pendant off of here. I buy all this stuff online, so and then I just fix it up. And people seem to like it. Let me see if I can get it in good view in this camera. Okay, it's not bad. I just gotta get this down a little. Oh, my hand looks all big. Look at that. Alright. She likes blue. Residents are very big on their colors, so here we go. Let's get some blue. Here's my blue yarn. This is a big, big money saver right here. You can do with any necklace. Alright. I'm going to do this with a 4-string. And just braid it with the bracelet in it because I don't even think that one I just got like a freebie. I get them since I make all this stuff and sell them in different things or give them out for presents. I order it on my own materials and it is so much cheaper and better to do it that way. Oh my god, is it? You will save so much money. I save about $600 a month doing things like this, if not more. It's got to the point where people want to buy the stuff. Sometimes you go to the spiritual store, you get these crystals that are crazy looking. My crystals always change color. So people prefer to go through me than Amazon, laugh out loud, and I just put a huge order on Amazon. I even had them deliver to my house some bread. Amazon does a very good grocery delivery. Alright, now when you start this, it's very carefully you start. We're just putting 2 strings through, and then you take the rest of the yarn. That's where it can get a little tricky. Just a little, not a lot. You just take these 2. I like yarn. It's my friend. It's so diverse. And it's so much cheaper to work with than some of this other material that's out there. You try to order in this other stuff and you pay out the ass. And I'm not joking, you do. I'm still gonna laugh out loud, be able to make my cup one day. Once I get in with this house that I inherited, I'm gonna get me a pottery wheel. See, I just take that, you're gonna shove it in there. I'm gonna try to shove in one more. This is how easy it is. You don't gotta worry about a lot. You don't gotta buy a lot of material. My God, if you work at a nursing home, you see more yarn than you would like. I got yarn for days. And I'm not even joking. I do make this joke, but it is awfully true. Alright, for the love of God, this thing just fell apart. Well, we just made our job that much easier. So, now that that's gone, I can use that for maybe another piece. Shove this baby in here. Or we could just do this, which probably makes more sense. However you get it there, sometimes when you do that, the other part comes out, and that's okay. And I'm going to do that, and just bring another one of these in. So you want the yarn to become one with the necklace. You want them to complement each other in a way. Alright. Okay, this is good. I'm going to slip knot this right here. Right, like this. You know what? I have such a problem. I forgot this is like a mirror. That's how I like to think of it. But you do the slip knot. And when you take your fingers, you put them through, and you come this way. And then kind of do it a little loose right here, because when you kind of pull in, you want it to be as tight as you can with these when you're braiding in this. Alright, now you got that. Which is good. Got that. Now we're going to incorporate the other yarn. And this could be saved for another project. I don't like that it's so flimsy. People don't want that because it breaks, and I think it looks prettier with yarn, personally. Alright. Now we get that. Hack this a little. There we go. Gotta get all your string nicely done here. And it does seem tedious at times doing your yarn stuff like this, but you know what? It's so much fun. So much fun. I love it. Alright, we're gonna take this like this. You gotta organize this. And make sure this is all going one way, all going that way. That's good. Alright. Now I'm gonna cut this right here. There. We're gonna braid each side going in. And this for the other side. And we're just gonna worry about one side braiding for necklaces. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright. Here we go. Alright. I gotta set up opposites. Laugh out loud. Do you think I would be... I think I would be better at this whole predicting which side. I think that's the hardest part about live streaming. It really is. Alright, with this one, I'm going to start a small slip knot. You can never really have enough slip knots. Alright, we're taking this, throwing it under, nice loose slip knot, pulling it up. And now we're going to tighten right when we get to that middle part, right like that. Alright, do that just like that. They have a nice look to them. I'm just, oh god. I'm slipping it just went this way. Alright. Now we're going to do this. Put this in here again. Sometimes it could be tricky. Something you gotta remember, it's yarn. You can always knot it again. Alright, I'm gonna pull this out. We're gonna re-slip that is what we're gonna do. It would just be easier. Once you get slip knotting down pat, you can do anything and everything with yarn. There's a lot of arts and crafts if you master certain techniques that can really put you under and over here. Alright. I'm going to re-slip that up here. You don't want to start out shitty. I will tell you that. Starting out shitty is no good. And we're pulling this way. You can have a big series of slip knots. And every piece is different. Alright, I was pulling that in there. It might have not been, that slip knot might have not been strong enough. Look at that. Pull this. I wanted this to go around. Out here. There we go. And then I'm just going to do a good old fashioned knot right here. I want it to be extra tight. Alright, now it's really firm. And then you shave off your little edges. This is really good for kids' necklaces, especially little girls. See, now that's nice. I had to re-slip knot this, but you know what? That's okay. This is how making this kind of jewelry is. Now we're going to set it there, and we're just going to braid from one side to another. And you should, and then you count your string. Alright, we're going to do 3 on each side, like this. There. That's that way. Or you could just do one straight up if you wanted to put it in your house. That could be a possibility too. I'm one of these how-to video. I love watching them, how it's made and everything. I think it's the best. I would love to be I love that clay. I made the worst candle not candle holder, but incense holder ever last time. And it was terrible. But I strive to be able to make a coffee cup. Because I'd be drinking a lot of this Fizz Biz, and it's really good. It's a probiotic powder. It's so good. It tastes. I got to get used to it, but once you get used to it, you don't need caffeine. So, but for jewelry, when I'm doing like the cords and necklaces, I prefer sometimes to make them thin because some people don't like them when they're not thin. So, and they like the cords. And I don't know with any. I don't know, Ashman, if you know anybody that deals with yarn, but these cords are expensive. They really are. And if you can make your own cords for necklaces, charms seem to be easy to come by, but not so much the other. But here we go. We're getting this out. And I gotta work on the one I'm actually selling after that. This one I'm just doing nice, just to be nice to my resident for trade. She gave me some Victoria's Secret spray, and she get one of our therapists ended up giving her like, I don't know, like 20 bottles of spray, and she gave me 2 that she didn't like. She thought smelled too sweet. So this is how I'm paying her back. Told her I'd make her a necklace. Because sometimes I don't have money for things in their account at a nursing home. Because the nursing home ends up taking it all, honestly. It's sad. Oh, hi. How are you? I'm good. I'm over here and I'm making necklaces. When I'm done braiding this side, I'll show you. I'm making rope for pendants, crystal pendants. And then I'm going to put together my little curtain because it's like I just need a section quarter thing. And I got my embroidery needles for my yarn stuff. And I'm going to start doing segments like when you go to like the thrift stores and all, and you want to like, you find something maybe somebody crocheted, how you could do stuff with it and make quilts with it. Because I can do that by hand, but sometimes, honestly, it takes a long time. And I'm braiding out cords for necklaces and different stuff, and I sell things. I make candles and I do my arts and stuff. That's more my enjoyable thing. Later, I'll be doing my Grim Reaper. I'm going to get all my yarn stuff out of the way in this stream. I am doing tarot card readings too. But I figure I could show you guys how to do this because I save a lot of money in presents and everything. Like if you have like around Christmas time, if you could make real nice crystal necklaces. Even if you don't if you could braid these cords, you could make kid necklaces and give them to your nieces and adults like these. So this is a money saver right here. And then you just braid it up like your regular cornrow braid, just like you're braiding hair. You could braid hair, you could do this easily. I promise you. So it's kind of what I do with my days. And when I do go to work, I know my one nurse that I work with, he wanted candles, and I haven't made candles for a while, like 2-3 weeks. So I'm gonna do another candle recipe probably, and I'll probably do the Grim Reaper out because I promised the cleaning lady that I've known her for like 10 years, and she wanted the Grim Reaper. So I am getting better at sketching, so I'm going to go ahead and get that done later on too. I'm almost done with this side if you have a question. And I'll show you how this side of my necklace turned out. I try to get this up here as much as I can with the slip knot because you want it to show as nice as you can of that nice finished cord. Because this is an artwork within itself, braiding jewelry. It really is. You just got to show a little skill and precision, and it's easy to do. You just, and it takes away a lot of stress. And I just take this, you take your two fingers out like that, it's a slip knot. You do gotta learn slip knotting, and just take this side, pull under, make it real loose. And then you pull it to the one little area where you don't have the braid. And they get real tight with that like that. And here's our necklace on one side. I'm going to get it for the camera. There we go. That's that side, and we're going to do the same thing on that side to finish off this necklace. And this is going to my resident. And they're nice, and it's a cheap little way of where it's not going to break your budget. I mean, God. Just to get essentials from Amazon, I mean, it takes a $200 order these days. And this is just getting your basic stuff, so why not make things that are useful so you don't got to buy things? I mean, that's the ultimate goal in life. At least it is for me. And these are things people really like. And then if you get good enough at slip knotting and stuff, you can sell these. And you gotta be real close. Like, you already got your slip knot in there, and I'm gonna do another necklace also. But once you have the slip knot, the cording is easy. It really is. So easy. It's so easy, it's sinful. It's just most people don't think about doing these kind of things in their day randomly, so I don't mind. And it's a cheap, fun activity for me. And I use a little kid's pegboard type thing. Just to kind of keep it in there. That's all I really do. I just do functional arts and crafts that would actually help your household. Literally, that's what I do. But the tighter you do this braiding, the more it looks nice and complimentary. So try to keep it real tight as you're coming out. That is the main goal here. And we're pulling it out this way. We're just keeping it going. And hold it with your fingers. Every time you go to turn another one, don't let it get loose. Just keep holding it. There you go. And you just keep it up and down. It's gonna look so beautiful. She likes blue. And I wasn't sure if I could sell that charm because sometimes you get all this, because I order from Amazon these kits. And the kits I order in just have a lot of free ones and stuff, and sometimes it's not the prettiest where I can make a sale with it. So those are the ones I make the cords out, practice with, and then sell, and I'll give it away. If it makes people happy, why not? And then you just pull this down. Might as well get comfortable with your braiding. Because that's the main thing here, is to be comfortable while you're braiding. And then I gotta really I'm gonna do multicolor with my purple one. Because the purple one is the one I'm actually selling. This one, she just likes blue. And I have every color yarn under the sun. I could sell so many braided jewelry and not have to buy yarn for like 3 years. It's about the status of my yarn situation over here. It's crazy, but it's true. Okay, braiding that out. And then keep moving this down like that. And then you just go with the groove. If I could, I'd have some music going, but I think that's not supposed to happen either in these streams. I don't know the full rules, so this is why I do tarot cards in between. So if you want, I'm here, but I usually don't. It takes me about a half hour to get people, and by that time I get a chance in between to finish some of my stuff here. Because I found a bunch of pieces I was thinking about an art project, yarn project, and never went through with it. So, decide today is going to happen. I got some time today. That's when I usually come over here. When I'm doing some art of some sort. Arts and crafts of some sort. And I don't know, I just prefer around, especially for chokers, I prefer yarn. I find it better because it could go with any outfit. That's how fun they are, and they're just versatile. And why be flashy with all your jewelry? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Gold is so expensive, and I mean, they have that Gold Diamond movie where those kids were getting their hands chopped off because with Leonardo DiCaprio, where people are getting their hands chopped off because they touched a diamond. I guess that's why I like quartz better. Because I find it so mean how people are treated over diamonds. I'm just not big on diamonds. Never have been. It's just not my cup of tea, as they say. But this is almost done, and it's really kind of cute. And it's just one of these cheap pendants that somebody would end up throwing away, giving to someone, and then they would hold it in their jewelry box, probably an older person, and it would get no use. You take some of this older jewelry, we're going to slip knot this, and give it a little life, and then all of a sudden, it becomes usable goods. So it's just a way of using things around your house. And then here we go. Got this now. Okay, got that now. See how nice that is? And it comes down real long, so they can cut it and keep it as long as they want it. And it's going to look good either way. But this is going to my resident. So, we're going to leave that for spare stuff. I'm going to put that over there. Alright. Now, I'm going to get me a zip fizz and get some color out for my next piece. Because I got 2 more necklaces to finish in the stream. Alright. And here goes all my yarn. Alright. I'll grab this. Alright. Thinking about white, gray, and blue. And the purple. I think that would be pretty. So that's what we're gonna do with this one. This crystal has to be done next. Alright. Alright, put that over there. Alright. So we got gray. Start with the gray, since it's right here. Got that over there. I got my tarot cards out still, folks, if anybody comes in. If not, it's okay. I'll be going again, and I gotta start this Grim Reaper later anyway, so. That was the worst thing couple could have said growing up. This birthday, when you're using your yarn, it's good to find the end that pulls out nice. But sometimes it's hard, like once your yarn gets tangled up and stuff like this. But I'm just gonna pull this out. Oh, hi, Karan. Yeah, I'm doing readings. I'm just making some jewelry. I sold some jewelry. And I gotta make it. I've gotten popular. I'll show you the one I just made. It's on stream. But it's all already made. I'm making this for my friend out there. I'm selling this for $20. I just made this for a resident because, I don't know, I just feel bad for her. And honestly, she gave me like 2 half bottles. Oh yeah, you get a reading. She gave me 2 half bottles of this Victoria's Secret spray, so I made her this. They go to bingo and get these shitty prizes all the time, so I feel bad for them, so I make them stuff. But yeah, is it a love? Oh, you want a general reading? It's not love day for Karan. I'm just teasing you. You guys got a lot of love going on in your life. This is a love audience. Alright, I think I have enough of this for this. Because I'm doing gray, white, and blue on this row. And it's going to be a multicolored row. When it's being sold, it's more than practice because people are actually paying me. So I try to make it more professional. As you should. If people are paying $20. $20 is $20, right? And then I got a third one I gotta do. So I gotta braid that one and another one. And I'm gonna try to make this curtain out of yarn because I have some finished pieces I'm gonna put together and make me a hippie curtain. But let's do a general reading from my friend Karan. Yeah, I was tired yesterday. I did deep clean it. I might be doing some surprise babysitting soon. So I did deep cleaning and I was picking up some water damage on my apartment. And I got this ridiculous frog that's painted and my friend drew him and painted some red eyes and he looks half evil. but it weighs like 150 pounds. So I put it on my floor and picking up all this water damage. In between, I might have my grandson coming over. I bought some sensory toys for him. So when he's here, some Capri Suns. But I got permission from both parents that he could be in the vlog. So I told him I'm going to teach him how to draw. And I gave him an artist set. All right, you got, for your general reading, Karan, you got a new moon eclipse. And this talks about powerful change in your life. This is a really good one. It really is. You got powerful change coming. And you're in a waxing moon. And this just talks about what you need to, all your anxieties and worries and the negativities, doubts, self-doubts, and mistakes of the past and stuff like that. They want you to give your sorrows to the moon, as the witch circle, as all the witches would say. Then you got a full moon in Leo, and this just talks about not being bougie. I like to call it not being bougie card because it talks about pride and ego. Just be willing to, maybe you might be used to one sort of life for a little bit, but maybe get used to a simpler life and rebuild yourself. That's what that kind of card is. I mean, I'm your friend, and I can tell you how to save in all your presents. I could save you $600 a month. But I do see good stuff coming, but you're going to have to, there's a period where you're going to be challenged. And challenge just means you're going to have to wait. And certain events may have to happen before that event happens. So, which isn't bad. It's just, you're just going to have a little patience. And I know that sometimes that's not your best virtue, but neither is mine either. I have bad patience. This is why I do arts and crafts. I get tired of the universe constantly testing me. I really do. I'm going to measure out some of this gray for this. This is why I do arts and crafts. The universe is always testing my ass. So I get your pain. I really do. Alright. We got these two. I'm doing a 6-string on this. So I'm going to slip knot this baby in here. So, and all of the string have to match. I like to make them a little longer because when you go to sell them to people, some people have a bigger neck, some people have a smaller neck. You got to do it where somebody with a really small neck could cut it to where they need it. Someone with longer necks don't need to. Or, so I like to make it a little bit like 5 inches longer because I feel it's better. And it's such easy material. If you want to clean it, you can go in the bathtub and just take it with you. And 6-string just means I'm doing a corn roll bolt thing here. And here. And we're going to do blue. I got all this from the nursing home. The nursing home provides well these days. And then this one, with these yarns, if you can find the one here that doesn't get messed up by cats or just transport, you're better off. I try to keep mine in a little bag. Because you never know when these things come in handy. Christmas time? Oh, hell yeah. I'd be getting all kinds of crystals, buying them online, and This is where my friends' presents come from. I don't know what Black Friday is anymore. I really don't. I'm just joking. I do, but I don't. There's certain things I won't buy. Instead of sitting there having to spend $1,000 out, it's just so much easier not to have to. Alright, now you take two of these babies and figure out what color you want to wrap around the pendant. So, okay, this is the color I want to wrap around the pendant. So, you take two strings because you're taking two to each one because we're doing a three roll. Alright, now we're sticking this in. Get this in. You can take your scissors. I like to take my scissors and stick it in there. Sometimes that's easier. There you go. Take it in there and shove it in there. Let's shove the other one in there. Just get the hold of the pointy part of your scissors and stick it in. Just like a Game of Thrones. When Arya's brother, before all the whole terrible stuff happened, they had a beautiful bonding moment. He gave her a sword, and it was a small one. And he said, take the short, pointy end and stick it in. I think that's one of my favorite. I think that's one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite shows because of that. I love how they portray Arya and her brother and stuff. I really do. Well, all of her brothers, ever for the bastard stepbrother. Back then, it was blasphemy, and then people treated you like shit if you were one of those siblings. And I'm honestly, in a lot of ways, it's still like that. Even if you're a foster parent, they prefer their own children, and the foster kid kind of gets, I don't know. It's sad to say, but kind of like pushed aside, I guess, in a way. It's sad. Alright, I'm going to do two different slip knots on this. To me, it doesn't matter, blood or non blood. Sometimes I think non blood is better. Non blood doesn't expect handouts, blood always does. And I know this from my children firsthand. Alright, so we're going to do another slip knot on this side. Yeah, you can get a reading, Devin. I'm just getting this ready. I actually got someone that's willing to buy my stuff, so I'm just going to slip knot this side real quick for my necklace. I made, I don't know, what if I put that damn necklace? Alright, see, there you go, my potty mouth again. I made this for my resident. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It always goes the opposite, but made that for my resident. She gave me 2 half bottles of Victoria's Secret, and her family sometimes doesn't visit her very often, so I told her to make her a necklace, and I didn't think I could sell that pendant, so. But you just pull this crap through and put your finger, 2 fingers, and then pull out, and then keep this slip knot real loose. Whoever listens to this future, because some people, they might want to know how to do this. All right, I have 2 slip knots there that hold that, and I'm going to braid the sides also. So we're going to do one more slip knot in the middle. You just take your 2 fingers, and then you can pull this under, and then go like that. And this slip knot all the way through like this. Kind of like graduation tassels. And then it holds it nice and firm. And then I'm going to do your reading. Let me know what you want to know probably about your love life, Devin. You do have an interesting love life. Well, we got that there. And then I just take this stupid little kid pegboard and I put this like this. And you could go and put this in right by the slip knot. Of course, the crystal fell out. Alright, I'm going to shove this back in. This is not my day today, Devin. Crazy stuff going on. In the street. I think this is secure enough. I gotta order more of these peg things. Alright. I'm gonna secure this in. Alright. Give me a second here. Go ahead, I'm waiting on your reading, Devin. We've got an exciting life going on. The most excitement I have is fighting with crystals. On a table that somebody was throwing away. That was an artist also. Oh, this is nice and tight. Sometimes you gotta take it and bang it against a wooden surface. That's nice and tight there. There we go. Alright, maybe I should be a little more careful with this. Laugh out loud. Alright. I'm just gonna put the peg thing on this side like that. And then start this. And leave the crystal like that. Maybe the crystal doesn't feel like me bothering it. I don't know. But you got to get these all together. I did 3 colors with this because something that would complement purple. And I like gray. I think gray and white complement purple. And then I'm doing 2 on each side. So let's see here. We got that here. Okay, so that should go here. Okay, you gotta make sure you have it all together before you start. Because you're pulling it apart just almost like a French braid. And you're bringing it over so it overlays on people's necks. This is your main thing. And you want to start out very consistent. Keep the braiding tight. And then you just pull through. And then I'll show you how one side looks. People go crazy over this. They really do. I sell more of this stuff, and my crystals always change colors too. I don't know why. Either I had a pale pink one. By the time I gave it to mother-in-law, it ended up turning white. If I have something that's completely black, it'll end up with spots of another color. I don't know. I got weird stuff that goes on in my house. I really do sometimes. My crystals don't know what's going on half of the time. But you bring this out, and it looks really pretty. And you're keeping this to the side so when the ladies get this on their neck, because most of them don't wear these. I guess a man could. It's possible. Some men like crystals. It's more of a female thing because I get more females than males. So I will say that much. Braid this baby out. But I'm waiting on your thing. If you're still there, Devin, I got my cards over here. I just did Quran's reading. And if you had to go with your busy life, that's okay too. I don't expect everybody to have arts and crafts day like me every day. I have a unique kind of life. I deal with children, animals, and arts and crafts every day. This is my life. And that's okay. I'm alright with it. I really am. Alright, now we're going to slip knot right here. Alright. Alright, there we go. That's one side done. See? And we got that, and it comes out this way. Now we're going to do the other side just like that. It kind of blends in with the slip knot. And then I secured the crystal, which is good. You always should gotta secure your crystal. Alright, now we're gonna do this one. And I'm keeping it like this for the contours of the neck. Because you know when you're braiding sideways, it's exactly like braiding sideways. There's really no difference in it. And you want to start pulling down this way, kind of like you would your hair. Because I do like, when my hair grows out, now that's not damaged, I'm going to start braiding it more. I was able to do a small braid on top, which I was happy about. It's coming about and getting there. Alright, here we go. See, once you get in the groove of this, it's nice. And then I got one more to pump out. And I'm going to start my embroidery. So I want to do that curtain today. And you get some really pretty designs with this kind of jewelry. And it's nice because people won't want to steal it from you. And if they do, I mean, you can always braid another one. That's the great thing about them. I've started braiding my jewelry. I started making jewelry years ago, and then bills happened, and I just thought of why not make my own cords? I don't have to worry about any of it. And I just started doing stuff you'd find at the spiritual store where people pretty much make their own goods and sell them. Like consolidator. People consolidate their stuff and sell it out and get money for it. I mean, but why do it for that when I could just do it for presents or just do it for an occasional sale? I mean, it could help you with, after you paid all your bills, an extra $20 or something. And it keeps you out of trouble a little bit, I think. I mean, that's just me. But braiding this down, making some pretty necklaces today. And then you slip knot the top of this also, just like that side. Well, I would say to learn this, go on some YouTube videos about slip knots. Slip knotting, I think, is harder than regular learning how to knit. Slip knotting can be terrible sometimes. But you do this and you slip knot the top. But slip knots are so important, all the same. I actually recommend the alligator where she was trying to teach little kids laugh out loud, and I had to reacquaint myself with the art of slip knotting. The alligator method works well. All right, and there we go. All right, see it's umbrellaed out, so it looks nice. Like you could have it on, and it drops down. I got that one done, and now I got to get this one done. I guess you have other endeavors today, Mr. Devin. That's okay. I'm alright with you having other endeavors in your life. Sometimes that's life in a big city. Now, this one, I don't know. I might leave this one just like this. I kind of like it. I don't know if I'm going to sell it. I'm going to see how long this is on me. Well, this is actually a nice stone. It's really pretty, actually. I'm going to try this one. I might keep this one. Crystals, I gotta really kind of like it, and I don't know. I have so many crystals. Oh, I could actually keep those. Um, okay, well, I guess I'm keeping it like this. And I'm going to keep this one for myself. I always keep one in the bunch for myself. And now I'm going to start my embroidery. Oh, hello, how are you? Felicia? Fazila? Oh, hello. How you doing? I'm doing great. I'm just over here living my best life. I'm about ready to start my curtains, and I am doing readings for you guys if you'd like. I'm just chilling with my art, going through my little crates and stuff. I made two necklaces because I need to start getting rid of some of my charms. And I'm drinking my Zip Fizz. I love that stuff. But I made these necklaces. If you just started tuning in, I made this one with the cord and everything. I make everything. Okay. These cameras, I swear to God, they're like that. Well, there's this one. I made the cord on that one. And I get the crystals already online. And I made that one. But give me your question. So I'm waiting for their Fatima. I'm waiting for you. I'm awaiting, and I'm starting my curtains while I'm awaiting. And my curtains are going to be like this. I don't know what I'm making of this, but I'm going to start putting all this stuff together. You start all this knitting stuff, and from there. Alright, hang on, I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. I said, when will I meet my soulmate? In which nation and religion? That no one can answer. And honestly, the only people that deals with soulmates is God. And I will tell you that because if you're not meant for a soulmate, it could be because you have tests. You're simply being tested. I know people hate to hear that, But it is honest to God true. You got to wait on testing and things like of that sort. So I could get a gauge, and you'd have to ask the universe that, and it's not like that. If something comes freely and says, "Oh, I'm supposed to be your soulmate," it's probably not. That's probably the one person that is not going to be your soulmate, and going to be the person that is going to be the worst for you. So, I mean, we get our soulmates when we're supposed to have them, and if you got things to work on that the universe doesn't think you're ready for a soulmate, you will absolutely not get them. And they may get married and have kids with someone else and then come back to you when you changed your ways. If they don't like one thing you're doing. And that I absolutely know for sure. So, but we could do a love reading to see where you're at. But everybody, all these guys on these networks seem to think that they know more than God and the universe. And it's very false. Your love life and your love energy is in a new moon in Gemini. This talks about communication. For one, being in that kind of field just means meeting your soulmate would have the implications of better communication. So I feel that we all hit more than three, but generally you're not introduced to any three of them to your communication skills. And the way you relate to people generally gets a little better in the right situation. When the universe brings you together and you're not ready, it's absolutely not going to let you make 2, 3 mistakes. It's not. So, that I can tell you. And then you got a waxing crescent moon, which talks about having faith in circumstance and dreams and a higher power. You got a super moon, and this talk about emotions, where you're lonely and you want somebody because you're lonely and you want somebody to be there for you. And I get it. But right now, I don't see it happening for a while. Maybe just hang tight and try to do some good things. You're next. Glow up or blow up? Oh, okay. I don't understand that. Oh, you're welcome. It'll come, Fatima. You gotta be patient. You don't want to wait for somebody that's an imposter for a soulmate, or you're going to be heading for divorce court. Trust me. Oh my God. A new love interest. Oh my God, Devin. You got so many love interests. I don't know how you got time in your day to eat breakfast and take supplements. As much love interest you got going on. You are like a Romeo. If I didn't meet a Romeo and Juliet similarly, Romeo was always going after all these women until he found his Juliet. Maybe that's what you're doing. But I don't know. Romeo was stabbed and everything a couple times, so be careful. My luck, you would probably get to somebody that I don't know that was so high profile the family might try to kill you or something, just like they did Romeo. All right, you're in a blue moon with your love. Well, and that just means it's like a hope card, which is good. And then you got a void of course moon. There is somebody that's surrounding you that you like a lot, but nothing's gonna happen with that person except for sex. You're gonna get sex, but in friendship, but you're not going to get a relationship. Whoever you're having sex with, Devin, is not going to be the person you're going to be with. But you will have sex with them. I do foresee that. Then you got a full moon in Sagittarius, and this just talks about planning out things and being smarter. And later on, you'll find someone that you'll have sex with and actually be able to relate to a little better. And the pickings will be better when it happens. I mean, get your sex, Devin. You might as well. From what my sons say, you need men need a lot of sex, so that's what I would do. Just make sure you use a condom and stuff, because if you do meet your soulmate, a lot of people don't like to deal with a lot of somebody that has a bunch of kids. So it's all the waiting. Well, while you're waiting, at least you're getting sex. I mean, maybe you're meant to be with somebody to uplift yourselves until you hit the big event. The woman that's going to take half of your money. So, I mean, I take most of my husband's money. So, pretty soon, one day, you might not even control your own budget. Who knows? So, enjoy it. All right, you want a general reading, Marion? Let me get you a general reading. And then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna try to think of what the hell I'm gonna put a curtain together with that stuff. I'm getting better at my order, Marion. Even though I'm over here doing like little necklaces and stuff, I actually do make an effort to make all these little things, make the readings. That's why I try to do art and things that I could put aside. Since I always got all these projects going on, I might as well do that too. Alright, for your general reading, it is general, right? Yeah. You're in a new moon in Pisces, and this just talks about thinking over things, taking time off for yourself, meditating, which is the same thing as taking the time off for yourself. It's just the fancy way of saying it. And you got a full moon in Capricorn. This talks about a tough cycle. The end of you getting done with a tough cycle in life. And we all go through these rough cycles, and it's how we get through them that defines us. Then you got a new moon in Aries. And this just talks about action. Coming out of your slumber of life and taking charge of your life. Not caring about what other people think and doing what you want to do in life, stuff that you love. So, this is a really positive card to have, honestly. I feel that you're in a slump and you've had a lot of hardships. So I feel it was money and relationship. So, my advice that I'm getting from my the spiritual, I don't know, we might as well call them the dead people at this point. The dead people are telling me to tell you to just reassess your life and keep your circle small and try to reinvent yourself. And you'll see that when you care less about what people say, you'll be a lot happier, and things that you didn't think were going to come your way will. That's what I'm getting for you. And I've been in the same position. I was in the same position, Marion. So, and all of a sudden, an inheritance just came out of nowhere. I was in shock because this damn inheritance just decided to say, "Hello, here I am," It's like, and then what do you do with your life? So things will happen for you, Marion. Just enjoy the ride and cut down on costs. I mean, I'm over here showing you how to make cord and stuff for necklaces and how to save money on Christmas time. Last Christmas, I didn't buy anybody nothing. I made them stuff. You know what? And when times were tough, back in the day in the 40s and 50s, everybody made presents. Why, if we could go back to those days, it would be nice and save everybody money. Oh, you're welcome. You just need more money saving ideas, Marion. That's it. I have them all here for you, your money saving ideas. Okay, I got this. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use this as my thread, and I'm going to try to get something done here with this. It always comes out, I like these. Yeah, you can ask what you want to ask. My question of the universe is how the hell am I supposed to make this curtain look good? Laugh out loud. But go ahead. I'm gonna nickname you Romeo. I think that'd be a good nickname for you. Romeo, thou Romeo. I actually studied the Shakespearean language, Devin. So that's how much of a book nerd I am. I love stories. I want to say Lord of the Rings is one of my favorites still. That and I like The Emperor's Last Meal. I love H.P. Lovecraft. Love it. He's like my favorite writer. I actually know Old English also. So I actually know someone that publishes books. And they said that they could do something for Lily in the Darkness. So hopefully this takes me less than $150 to publish. Alright, is this another love interest, Romeo? What's Chantel's next actions towards me? And my question, do you see me gaining more money before this year ends? Did I get that right, Chantel? I don't know. I like to nickname my friends. And I don't know. Romeo just sticks in my head. I mean, you're famous. It's two questions. All right. You're famous. Well, to me, you're famous. I don't know. I watch documentaries, so. All right. Let's see the Chantel's next actions towards you. Yeah, my nickname's Yogi Bear. I used to like eat a lot of snacks, and then I got real sick, and they fixed my infection out of my jaw. Now I pretty much eat healthy hospital food. I like to call it, and it's sad, but I'm getting to the healthy stuff. I do eat my wheat toast and everything, and it's killing me, but it keeps me healthy. Because God forbid if I even try to end it all, somehow the doctors would save me. So I'm just trying not to be in their office. All right, this Chantel or Chandel, I don't know how to pronounce all these fancy names. She's in a North Node, her whole entire thing, and this is talking about stepping out of comfort zones. And she got a waning moon surrounding her and a new moon. A waning moon is just talking about a lot of negativity she's harboring. Like they used to tell me when I was younger when I went to therapy, she's bottling up negative emotions. And a lot of people have done her wrong. So this kind of character could go either way, Devin. she could turn on you, or she could actually embrace that shitty things happen to everybody and go the other way and be a good person. So you're at a 50-50 with this person. And then she got a new moon, and this talks about new starts. There's some other people involved in her life. She got love interests, and she's trying to do some business moves. What I'm gathering with all this, she's very ambitious. She's on the cusp of 50-50, so I don't know. I'd still be careful with this one. If you can get sex out of this one, I would. Because at least when it ends, at least you got something out of it. Alright. Will you be gaining more money before the year ends? Now we'll do a money one. Sometimes when people get around that, they open their mouth, and sometimes if they're with somebody that's a little bit, I don't know how to say this, a little wealthier and has more opportunities, sometimes they get shittier. So, oh yes, I come from a rich family, Devin. My uncle was the biggest a-hole that walked the earth, and last time I talked to him, he was a millionaire. He owns a horse farm. I asked to borrow money when I was a single mother years ago, and my uncle told me no, and I needed it for diapers, and he had $1 million in a bag. So I know how people can get, especially people that had no money. Once they get money, they get very greedy, and they do worse than the rich do. So sometimes when I get the money, it changes them because they never had money. And my uncle just was being selfish. But some people are worse than my uncle. So, and no one wants to be like my uncle. He's all over social media. He's a football coach. He's gotten a lot of awards, but he's the worst person alive. He really is. He's wanted me to go to Bob Evans with him for like 5 years. And my older son, he finds all these people. He's like a damn private detective. I think that's what he needs to start. Chong the Dog Private Detective Agency. He should bring Chong. But he found my uncle, and then he went and invite me Bob Evans. I told my older son Brandon, go ahead, go to Bob Evans with him. But tell him when it comes to where I was supposed to sit to get a plate of food for him and his other face. Because my uncle's two-faced. And that's how some people are. You know, it's sad. But I don't know. This earth, the way this realm is going, people are just not. I don't know. They just don't think in human terms. That's why these people and animal are being abused. Alright, your money is in a first quarter moon, and this talks about commitment being tested. I'm seeing a lot of contracts and proposals and stuff like that. And be careful about the small print, because there's going to be one proposal that's going to be it's going to sound good, but you might want a lawyer with you. And they're not hard to get. I don't have the most lavish life over here, but I can get a lawyer for contracts, and if I can get one, you can get one in 5 seconds. So get a lawyer to look over a contract when I'm getting what the dead people are telling me. And then you got a new moon in Taurus surrounding your money situation. This talks about prosperity being ahead. But that's after all this contracts get looked over, because somebody is going to be sneaky. They're going to try to put in a quarter percentage of something and charge you more for something that they didn't do. And they're hoping that you're not good at numbers. The number people are going to try to screw you over pretty much. The number people are will make you and break you. Oh, I didn't see all that you just said about Buddy. I'm just going on your money sector here. And then you got a new moon in Pisces, and this talks about thinking about everything in the bigger picture and trying to really think things through. So you got a lot of contracts coming through. So that's good. And one more question. Sorry, do you see it looks getting better? Are you getting plastic surgery? Because I don't know. I mean, you kind of are what you are unless you go to surgery. I know a lot of people do that, but I wouldn't do it. I never got plastic surgery. I use hemp oil, and I've been taking fish oil for 20 years. I don't want any. I don't know, Devin, if you've seen those videos of surgery. I watch these. I'm weird like that. So I could do a thing on there. I don't know what you look like. I'm sure you're very handsome to get all these ladies. Or women. Hey, you know what? You could be bisexual. I don't know. I don't judge over here. Chong the dog is across the board here. I was trying to help out one guy who wanted to see why, he was a virgin and he was gay. And I was trying to help him out with his love life in public. So I deal with all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter to me. But I could do your view your public image. But I would definitely start using hemp oil, Devin, because I had wrinkles and I